Yo. What's going on, everybody? Uh, what I'm not gonna do right now is give a whole bunch of bells and whistles. I just want to be able to get on here, talk with the fans, talk with people about what's going on right now. It's about 8:54 left, third and goal. Joe Milton throws the ball, touchdown, back of the end zone. About time. Sheesh. I mean, it's been a struggle all day. And finally the Cowboys got a touchdown in the back of the end zone. You know, let me let people know that I am live right now on YouTube. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section, any questions or whatnot. I definitely wanted a raw reaction to all of this, and I have my notes pretty much on Twitter. Like I've been pretty much just talking this whole time and tweeting as the game has gone on, and you know I just wanted to make sure that, a lot of times I'll forget stuff, but my tweets will let me know where I am in the process. That way, when I wake up the next day, I can kind of come together with my 5 points or whatnot. But um, for the most part, I have not been impressed by what the product that we put on the field today. You know what I'm saying? For those that are watching, man, hit that like button if you can. Appreciate it. That'll help the algorithm and all of that stuff. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let everybody know that I am live on the tube. Not on the tube, but all right, posting it on Twitter. That way people can come through and we can rap a little bit. All right, so let me look at some of the people that are here. Hoodlum, what's going on? Michael Bryan Jr., what's going on? Kelvin Hicks, how you doing? Hoodlum said that boy Joe out there throwing haymaker. Michael Bryan said, "DMV, what's up, brother? How you been, my man? I've been good, man. I've been doing very very well. This week I was sick all week, so this is really my first. Well, no, I did cover three the other night, but man, it's been tough. I'm starting to feel better. Uh, so yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for asking. What's going on, Michael Nelson? What's up, my brother? How does the run game look on both sides of the ball? Early on, it looked atrocious. At a certain point, we were able to run the ball with Phil Maffa and Deuce Vaughn when we actually tried to do it and we were actually intentional about it. Hey, Angie Rebel Chick, how are you? How are you? DC Boys, Fan 5, what's going on? What's going on? So, what I will tell you guys is, a couple people have said pump the brakes on Joe Milton. They are right. They're right about it. Joe Milton has a long way to go, and I don't think that it's anything in his tool bag. I think that it was all. I think it's all up here. I also think that early on the play calling, I don't think helped him at all either. I think that what I liked from him tonight is more under center after we established the run game a little bit. The things that Shotty said we were going to do. Shotty said, y'all let me know if I'm good. Let me know if I'm good. Let me know if I'm good. I'm going to check the audio. It says that I'm good now. Sometimes this mic will go out. Sometimes. It's nothing wrong with the mic. I just think that sometimes it has a timing out mechanism. Appreciate y'all in the chat though. Appreciate y'all. Somebody for the Rams just had a big run. And the thing that I kind of notice about this is for the Rams, it hasn't mattered who has ran the ball tonight. They've been able to just run the ball. They've just been a tougher football team than we are. I think that where they are right now is where we want to be. And you just got to remember for the Rams, it's been a couple years. It's been a couple of times that they've had to rebuild what they are. Sean McVay knows exactly what he wants to do. You know exactly what he's going to do. And he's going to go out there and do it. He's going to run the football. He's going to do play action off of it. And everybody knows these things. There's no secret about it. And they just go out and do it. I think that this is going to be an indictment on Shotty today for me a little bit. Shotty tells you we want to run, we want to be physical, we want to do these things, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to be a tough football team, and we don't do those things when we get here. We get hit in the mouth early, and then the first thing that we do is we throw the ball for 2 possessions with our backup quarterback, and not just throwing, not easy button things or anything. We trying to sling the rock. Like we got Pat Mahomes back there with Milton, and I'll lead to where I think that maybe I've been misled by a little bit with some of the camp clips and stuff, and I told myself I wasn't going to do that, but even regardless, we went out here today and we did, to start this preseason game, what we've been doing when we run into physical teams. We ran away from the smoke early on. You know what I'm saying? We ran away from the smoke. Shotty talked a good game. Until I see it, I don't believe that we're going to do the things they said. This is why I know a lot of people wanted to get Tyler Booker, and we're going to run the ball, and we're just going to push people and move them off and all that type of stuff. They have not shown us anything right now that tells us that they're going to do those things. Everything that Shotty says we're going to do, we've done the absolute opposite right now. And I get it. Like people will say, and they have, put the cape on for Shotty. He said it's going to be vanilla. He said he's not going to show much tonight. Y'all don't think McVay's vanilla tonight? Have you seen them do a whole bunch of bunch formation like they normally do and a whole bunch of motioning and stuff? No. What does vanilla mean? Vanilla doesn't mean that you lose all intention of your play calling. The intention tonight, in my opinion, has been run away from the smoke. We've run away from the smoke. They've been punching us in the mouth, and that's kind of what it's been. It's not panic mode. It's just I haven't seen anything different from this new regime that we're supposed to be building. With the offensive line coach and all of that stuff, with Eberflus, I have not seen anything different. And I don't know that it's all on them, because I think that you set the tone tonight. You set the tone with a lot of guys who needed reps tonight that aren't getting them. What the fuck has Jack Sanborn done in his career that his ass don't need to be playing tonight? The fuck has Kenneth Murray done that his ass shouldn't be playing tonight? Tyler Booker, your first round pick who needs reps, his ass need to be playing tonight. There's not one offensive lineman that shouldn't have at least taken one series tonight if they're healthy enough. You set the tone, and the Rams just scored another touchdown, drove down the field, and did whatever they wanted to do. Soft. Guys, we're still soft. You know what I'm saying? Like, vanilla play calling has nothing to do with how tough you are. You can still have a vanilla game plan and still go out there and play tough. You can still block good. You can still tackle well. Being vanilla don't mean that you got to go out there and get your ass whooped. Being vanilla does not mean you got to go out there and get your ass whooped. Am I trying to win a preseason game? No, not what I'm saying at all. So for the people that are out there and it's going over your head, nah, you're not trying to win a preseason game, but you are trying to see some things. You're trying to see if, like the things that we said we improved on, toughness, being able to block, being able to stop the run, being able to, put together a secondary without some of the guys out there and have a fighting chance and all of that type of stuff. We didn't show any of that today. And we didn't show any of that in the scrimmage or in the joint practice. We didn't show anything. We just got our ass whooped. And right now, what I'm afraid of is that with these young guys, all we're learning is how to get our ass whooped. Drew, who is not even a Cowboys fan, said this right here. It's not about winning in the preseason. It's all attitude. I'm going to leave this here for a while. He's an Eagles fan, by the way. This is an Eagles fan, but one of my biggest supporters. And, I be wanting to say that Drew be hating, but he don't. You know what I'm saying? He don't. This is the God honest truth. This is the God honest truth right here. It's all about attitude. And that's what when I use the word intention, I watched us today. Rams went down there, drove the ball down, Blake Corum and Stetson, and they scored. They scored twice. And we went out there, 3 and out, just throwing the damn ball. Told me all I needed to know. There wasn't anything else that I really needed to see so much in this preseason game. But we went out here and did the exact same thing that we said we weren't going to do. So now I would like to talk about some bright spots. Let's talk about some bright spots so far. Started off the game with the kickoff, which with the guy who I think proved why most of these guys who I named should have played tonight. Maris Lufau got a lot of reps tonight. He played specials and he played defense. He probably played more than I would have liked him to do, but Maris Lufau embodies everything you said this team was going to be. Maris Lufau, he showed up tonight. I didn't think that I'd see this. Phil Maffa had a good showing tonight. I liked what I saw from him. Trying to think I mean, outside of that, it's really not too much that I really saw that stood out to me. But those things did stand out to me. Deuce, I think, had a good showing for the times that we did give him the opportunity. I don't know who this number 21 is in here running the ball. Is that Malik Davis? Malik Davis is running the ball pretty well. For the Reaper said the running back's been running crazy, 100 plus yards. The Rams running backs has 100 plus yards. Yeah, the Rams have been just being able to run and do whatever. But I think that we could have done that too. We just never tried. And now we're doing it. It looked like Joe Milton just got hurt. He might have got hit in his funny bone or something, but it looked like Joe Milton just got hurt. Which I thought Will Grier should have probably came in the fourth. I thought he should have came in and started the fourth. I don't know what happened to Joe Milton. Maybe they'll show the replay, but Will Grier's in now. Joe Milton got hurt again. So keep this in mind. We went live. Joe Milton got hurt, hitting his hand on a helmet. He comes out here today, doesn't throw the ball well. Maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. What I don't want to do is make excuses for Milton, because I do know that this was his opportunity. And I think that the nerves got the best of him tonight. He did not play well. He did not have a good showing. I would have liked to have said that was one thing that I could have hung my hat on today. This hat right here. Joe Milton didn't play well today. It's hard for me to get a beat on this offensive line. Man, Malik Davis is toting this ball. He toting his rock. It's hard for me to get a beat on this offensive line because I think that they've been run blocking well today. So that's a good thing. Oh, man, Milton got sandwiched. Pause. And I think that, yeah, he got hit in that funny bone. All right, Will Greer climbs the pocket, runs, slides. He looked like he was short of the first. Looks like he was short. Reaper says Milton needs to stop throwing 500 miles per hour and put some touch. Yeah. And that comes with reps, though. And I mean, I'm glad that we saw it today because he's going to see it. And hopefully, those are some things that you work on as Malik Davis gets the first down. I thought we should have ran the ball a little better. And what I will tell you is, I do think that he kind of calmed down a little bit once we did start running and we started doing some play action, some stuff under center, getting him some easy reads and stuff like that. I did like what I saw from Milton at the end of, I think it was the second quarter. Well, we went down, but we didn't go for it. We kicked the field goal and stuff like that. So, all right, Will Greer's in here. And what they might have to do, they might have to slow the roll on Joe Milton a little bit, still get him some reps and stuff like that. But, maybe Will Greer needs to be the backup until Joe Milton can really get his nerves under control. But you still give him reps. You know what I'm saying? Short Dog said that the CB room is sus, bro. We knew that. This team can really just go out and sign Gilly, and we would feel a little bit better about things. Boots was getting his ass whooped today. And who else? It was somebody else getting their ass whooped. I don't even Roshan or whatever. Like, man, he was getting his ass whooped today. Izzy got a pick. Okay, screen to Malik Davis. He gets upended, but looks like he gets the no. That was Phil Maffa. Okay, Phil Maffa with a good little screen pass run right there. Phil Maffa has been impressive today, guys. I can't even front. I really just wanted him to prove it. I still think we could be a little better there, but what I do like, I like the energy that he brings. And see, these are the things that we needed to see out of our running backs. That's why I was like, the first two drives did us a big disservice. It was a big disservice to Deuce Vaughn. We didn't give Deuce Vaughn a chance today, in my opinion. And when he did get his reps, he did well. But we're giving Maffa more of a chance, and it looks like he's better, even though Deuce did well. We just didn't with the early reps. I think it just went out of the window, which is crazy to me that we didn't give Deuce a opportunity today like he should have had. I don't know why we did it like that today. And then, Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, those guys are sitting today. They should have got a series apiece. And then, you know what I'm saying? Deuces. Nobody in that running back room is good enough to not be playing today. I'm just keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it a buck, guys. I have to. Or else you guys wouldn't respect me. Or the real ones, you know what I'm saying? Like the real ones who keep coming back. Also, man, if you haven't hit that like button, man, hit that like button for your boy. Hit that like button because I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. For the people at home out there who, want people to sugarcoat it, this isn't your channel. This isn't. I'm not going to do that. Will Greer running touchdown. Will Greer touchdown. Will Greer I've always liked Will Greer. I've always liked him. Oh, okay. He dancing. Got the celly. I've always liked Will Greer. I've always thought that he was better than Cooper Rush. I've always thought that. I like his athleticism. I like that he's a gamer. I don't know why Will Greer doesn't get the love or the chances but I've always liked Will Greer. I think that he's a gamer. I think that if Will Greer was our backup last year, we might have made the playoffs. I'm going to call it a buck. Chris B says that Miles Sanders is hurt. All right, cool. So that was the opportunity for Javonte to really come in here to me and show that he's RB1. Because once again, you are Once again, you're giving away positions to a soft-ass football team. We soft. We soft, guys. We are a soft football team. We soft, bro. And, Shadi was talking about all this toughness and this and that and blah, blah, blah. All it lets me know is that the front office is still making game time decisions. They still all in the video, dancing. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter who the coach is, coach avatar. I was on Twitter earlier and I said that this ain't no different than McCarthy. I'm going to start calling Shadi charismatic McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? Charismatic McCarthy. We like McCarthy. We like Shadi. We like that he can talk a good game. He got mic skills. He like a wrestler. He like your favorite wrestler. He like The Rock or Stone Cold. He gonna tell you all the things that you want to hear, and that's the bottom line. Cause Shadi said so. Or your Rudy Poo candy asses. He gonna tell you all the things you want to hear. He gonna give you all that rhetoric. We gonna put the ping pong table in the locker room. We gonna compete. First chance you get to compete, you sit every damn body. I don't believe a damn word that Shadi say until Shadi can prove and back it up. Because this looked like the last guy that left. This looked like the Green Bay game. I know it's preseason, but what my boys say, it's all about the attitude. It's all about the intention. Bro, nothing you can do as a head coach if the front office is deciding everything. Don't know what you want. I'm just saying, hey, look, I ain't blaming them. I'm just saying it looked like the guy that left here. It's just packaged a little different. It's just packaged a little bit better for the fans to feel good about themselves. Packaged a little bit different, but it's the same. And I hate it. And I hope that these players can overcome it, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take for these guys to drop their nuts and be men and say, I don't want to be pampered. I don't want this to continue to happen. It's going to happen. And these players are going to have to overcome this. Like I'm just going to be 100, right? You could scheme up everything all you want. You can scheme up everything, but being run on is an attitude. And at a certain point, you got to stop saying, you got to say, you know what? I don't give a damn. I know coach called this effed up, but I ain't going to let them move me up out the hole. Pause. I ain't going to let them move me up off this ball. These guys going to have to drop their nuts, bro. These players. Straight up. I'm not blaming them. I'm just telling them what has to happen. Because the 2 times that I saw live action, y'all have got your asses whooped and handed to you. They're playing at a different speed. The Rams are playing at a different speed. They moving y'all up off the ball. They hitting y'all. They hit sticking you. They knocking you all over. They knocking your dick in the dirt. That's a football term. They knocking y'all dick in the dirt. You can control that as a player. You might not be able to control the plays, or you might not be able to control that, but you can control if you get pushed around or not. And you knew that was a problem. You knew that, and you still getting your ass whooped. So what it means to me is, we thought practice was different. We thought that all this energy and all this music and all this stuff mattered. None of that matter if you don't got this, or if you ain't willing to drop your nuts. None of that matters. All it means is that the playlist changed in practice. The playlist changed, and we got a ping pong table, and shit is a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun to get your ass whooped. That's what it is. That's the thing that's changed. It's been a lot more fun to get your ass whooped. And I'm saying it now because things can change. You could change at a certain point. You say it now so that things can change. It's not me complaining. It's not me being negative. I'm just calling it how I see it before it gets to a point that we can't even control what happens. Because when a team comes in and says we're gonna run the ball and we're gonna be physical and we're gonna push y'all about the way, you know how Buffalo did us a couple years ago, how Buffalo showed everybody that we ain't shit except against teams that are finesse. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how that is. Actually, the 49ers the 49ers exposed it. They exposed it a couple years ago when they came into Dallas and whooped up on us with the speaker box and everything. And we've been getting our ass kicked every time a team does that. Every time a team says we're going to come in here and we're going to punch y'all in the mouth and we're going to be physical, we have folded every time. We have folded every time that's happened. We can control those things. But you gotta want to do that. You gotta want to do that. But hey, right now it looks like the Rams are going to win this preseason game, 31-21 more than likely. And you know, somebody said John Jones said Barkley over 200 first game on us. And that's the crazy thing about it. We know Saquon Barkley's coming. We know that Philadelphia offensive line is coming. So some shit got to shake. It's got to shake, or yeah, this is going to happen, or this is going to happen. And then guess who? I forget who we line up against in week 2 because I take it a week at a time, to be honest with you. But the next opponent is going to try and do the same thing. And once it's on tape, everybody tries to do that. Once it's on tape, everybody tries to do that. Guess what? Whoever we play next week in preseason, the running backs are licking their chops because they say Dallas ain't with it. They soft. They soft. You can move them. You can run through them. You can run through them tackles. All you got to do is run with a lower center of gravity, and they can't handle it. And I know that people will say, you tripping. Like this happened yesterday when I found out that a lot of people were sitting, and I said, we still the same soft-ass team. And people were trying to say, bro, you panicking, you tripping. It's just a preseason game. We've been doing this, guys. I'm telling you. We've been doing this. I'm not reacting because of one preseason game. I'm reacting for what we've been doing for decades. Hope I'm wrong, but we still look soft. And I do think that we look soft. It can change, and a lot can change with confidence. It can. I'm not saying that this team is going to stay soft, but right now, you better figure it out. That's a want to. Stopping the run is a want to. Look at this guy, dog. And then when they do get to the second level, we get knocked back. Like a damn ping pong. Like ping pong. Boom. All that soft ass studding up and all that type of stuff. I don't know what needs to happen. I don't even know if it's a personnel thing. But it definitely is an attitude thing. It's definitely an attitude thing. Mr. Kima says, the Rams scrimmage showed me that nothing has changed. Only thing that's changed is how we align. Side of that, we still getting our ass whooped. And they took a knee. Still getting our ass whooped the same way. We got our ass whooped in the scrimmage. We got our ass whooped today. And what they'll tell you is, I actually think that there is maybe a method to the madness of sitting the starters and stuff like that. I think there might be a method to the madness. Maybe they don't want you to think that they still soft, so they'll just come up with the excuse that, don't worry, guys, we got a whole bunch of starters out. Micah didn't play, Osa didn't play, blah, 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 blah. Like we haven't seen them get their ass moved about the way and ran through. Don't worry, guys. None of the starters, blah, 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 blah. Just so they can keep y'all invested. Keep y'all invested. Keep y'all invested. But your attitude shouldn't change. Like, I mean, your attitude shouldn't change. The Reaper says, we lost 8 straight first game preseasons in a row. Again, it's not about the wins and losses for me. It's about the attitude. It's about the precedent that you're setting. And Shadi said we was gonna be this tough ass team. And the moment we line up against somebody else, you know what I'm saying? It's soul searching. Soul searching. And you can say don't panic. Cool. It's not panicking. It's not panicking to speak the truth, guys. And I'm not willing to jump off the bridge and say that this team is going to suck because I don't think it's going to be a sorry team. I think that we're going to win games, and I think that we're going to finesse. I think we're going to finesse and win some games. I do. But I still think that you can be soft and win games. You can be soft and win games. I think it's going to take Dak playing out of this world again and playing at an all-pro level for us to win games. We do have the weaponry to do so. But just know that we're going to get pushed around. We're going to get pushed around. And we're going to be in a lot more shootouts. We're going to be in a lot more shootouts. And, it's going to be some 40 burgers and we might get some turnovers and stuff like that. And then, but when it comes down to a team that says, you know what, we're going to slow this game down because we're going to keep George Pickens. We're going to keep CD and Dak. We're going to keep them off the field. We're just going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball at them. We're going to punch them in the mouth. We're going to punch them in the body. We're going to punch them in the kidneys. We're going to punch them in the kneecaps. We're going to bite their ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to tie them up and we're going to tie them up in the corner. And I'm using boxing terms and stuff like that. Y'all know I love boxing. And when they make it a gritty type game, it showed me today that Shotty just going to come out and throw the ball. He ain't going to try and say, you know what, let's settle things down. We're going to punch him right back. We're going to hit him with them body shots. We're going to uppercut him. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bite their face mask off and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to, hey, all right, y'all want to be tough? We're going to be tough right back. We're going to punch you right back in the mouth. We're going to be like, nah, we running from that. We squirming. Let me try and pivot and get out this corner. Let me try and get away from that. Let me try and get away from that. The thing about it is, guys, I was also a basketball player, and I know this for a fact. And I'm gonna find out who's in the chat and who else were basketball players too when I say this. The teams that like to press, that like to run up and down the court, that like to have that defensive press, like teams that love to press, they don't like to get pressed. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because they're used to being the aggressor. They're used to that. So what I'm telling you is a team that's going to come in, that's going to say, you know what? We just going to play tough football. We're going to punch them in the mouth, and they ain't going to do nothing about it. If you try and punch them back, if you stand your ground and you punch them back, then they're going to have to go to their plan Bs. The problem is when a team comes in and says that we're going to do that, and then we allow them to do that, they don't have to get off of plan A. They don't have to get off of plan A. And we allow them to do that. And we say, you know what? We just going to abandon that. And we just going to try and hopefully we can make this a shootout or something like that. What we not going to do is lie over here. We ain't going to lie over here. We did well. We played mostly backups and camp bodies. We're fine. No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm going to tell you why. We're not fine because what they said we're going to do, we didn't do. What they said, we're like the areas that we want to be really good at, we didn't even try those things. We didn't try those things. And preseason, even with your backups, is where you implement those staples. The Rams did that today to us. They've done it to us 2 times. You know what they're going to do, and they did it. We did not do well today. That's just not the truth. It's not the truth. We didn't do well today. Some guys did well today. A handful of guys on this team did well today, but as a whole unit, and I think Shotty will probably tell you that. And they'll also tell you not to really worry because it's a preseason game. They saw some things and said we got to get better here. And that's what that's what the press conference is going to be and all that type of stuff. But as a whole, with what we want to do, what we want to establish, what we said we're going to establish, we did not do that today. Did we have the ability to do that though, K. O'Neal? Now, this is what I will say. I'm going to bring your comment back up. And I'm just disagreeing with you. Not all the way though. When we wanted to run the ball today, we did run the ball. So I'll say that again. When we wanted to run the football today with Deuce Vaughn, with Malik Davis, with Phil Maffa, we were able to do that. We didn't. We didn't when it counted. We didn't when it counted. We lost some opportunities for some early reps to see if it was because we were run blocking so well early on to set the tone. We fell behind 14-0 before we decided to start really running the football, and we didn't really start like implementing that until late in this game. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm like, yeah, it looked like kind of same old. But yeah, he said the guys that actually be on this team playing did well. I think Maris played well. I think Marquise kind of played a little rough. Some of this, I honestly, for the most part, thought the starters didn't do as well as I'd hoped. We'll see though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just would have liked to have seen us try and be a tougher football team today. I think that I don't know if it was about showcasing Joe or if it was about really like. So this is what I will say. Joe Milton looks like a superstar to us in practice, but he came out here today. He looked at the Rams. They kind of abused our corners. They abused our run game. It just let me know that our defense ain't that good. Our defense ain't that good right now. At least we're not executing. I don't know if they're just not executing or what, but yeah, like K. O'Neal said, like you said, we need DBs and defensive tackles. We've needed that the whole time, and we won't address them. We want to address them aggressively like we should. And I think that if you do, it would make a world of difference. But it just let me know, like, Joe Milton looks like a superstar in practice. So maybe our secondary is trash. Maybe our secondary is trash. The run game looked better today, though. The run game looked better today when we decided to do it. And this is what I was afraid of, and this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say, guys. I don't think we have a running back on this team that they're going to commit to running the football when we need to run the football, when we need to maybe gather and slow things down. I don't think Miles Sanders is that. I don't think Javonte Williams is that. I don't think Phil Maffa's that. I don't think Deuce Vaughn is that. I don't think Malik Davis is that. I think we're going to do what we did today, and we're going to try and throw the damn ball around. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes you have to slow things down and you got to get the nerves back. And I don't think we're going to do that. We don't have a back that's going to command that. I'm not saying the guys aren't good, and I'm not saying that they didn't play well tonight. But all it showed me today is in a time where you need to see all of these running backs and you got to see them compete and you got to give them the opportunity to compete against each other. They didn't do a good job of that tonight. We're still murky when it comes to that, in my opinion, which means we're not going to commit to it when we need to. We're not going to commit to it when we need to, unless they go out and trade for like Breece Hall or something like that. Unless we go out and trade for a guy, that they can say, yeah, I saved the day with this. I don't think any of these backs will command them to say, nah, we're gonna run this ball 5 straight times because we pounded them with the run. None of these guys, they're not gonna do it. And it's gonna come from upstairs. It's gonna come from upstairs. And I know that a couple people have dropped off of this because I'm telling the truth. But remember where you heard it. I'm not gonna tell you guys anything to fluff you up. And I'm also not gonna tell you guys anything to just be negative for the sake of being negative. Because I'm telling you, we ran the ball well tonight when we wanted to do it. And they did not commit to it when even though it was doing well. They still wanted to throw the ball and see what we could do in the air. And guess what? Y'all don't think that McVay wants to see what Stetson can do over there? Yeah, absolutely. And we saw that too. But they ran the ball really well tonight with every running back they threw out there. They got a full evaluation of their team tonight, and I don't think we did. We still have question marks. They got a full evaluation of their team tonight. And they're going to continue to do that. They're going to do that when they play whoever next. And whoever they play next knows that they're going to run the ball and do those things and play action and all that type of stuff. They were vanilla tonight too. There's a way that you can do it. And I don't know that if it's that we don't have the personnel to do it or what, or if we just don't, if we don't intend to do that. And that's what I'm afraid of. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for getting on tonight, man. I just wanted to give a raw reaction. You know, tomorrow I'll probably do a video of the 5 things that stood out to me in this preseason game. I'll definitely do something a little bit more formatted, you know, more concise with the info that we are able to gather. You know, maybe there'll be some clips, maybe there'll be some B-roll, maybe there won't be. But this is where I'm at, guys. I'm not too high on the things that I saw, and I'm not too low. I'm even keel because I know that that's how it's going to go. I don't think that we were completely bad tonight, but I don't think that we were good. I think that we are where we left off last year. I think we are where we left off last year. We can still improve, but we got to put in the work. We got to put in the work. And K. O'Neal says, I think that we'll be better next week, especially in the first half. And I hope so. I hope that with the tape, we improve. I hope that, you know, we are a little bit more intentional with some of the things that we do next week, even if we are vanilla. I hope to see some more starters or some guys that are going to get some big play counts this year. I hope that they suit up next week and we at least get a series out of those guys. I hope that, you know, if you're worried about injuries, well, then that just proves that we're still soft. We're a soft team because I know that Kansas City's going to play their guys. And if Andy Reid can play his guys and not worry about that, then I don't know why we feel like we're bigger than the game. We need to sign that ref. We need to sign that ref that hit CD. Pause. We need to sign that ref. He let CD. Hey, he punished. Hey, CD ain't been hit that hard in years. Hey, my man Dreads flew up all over the place. That was funny. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious. My man got whiplash from that. That's funny. But appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Hit that like button if you didn't hit it on the way out. And make sure you tune into the morning video tomorrow. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.